Hello friends. You are watching 3AZ Vision, an innovative distance learning channel. We have started a series of videos about international financial reporting standards and international accounting standards, followed one by one. It is most important and desired that if you are interested in improving your learnings in international financial reporting standards and international accounting standards, subscribe to our channel and click on bell icon to get our future updates. In preparation of IFRS 5 video, we tried our level best to cover the maximum matter of discussion, which will be helpful to understand the IFRS 5. Therefore, watch full videos for its complete knowledge. In part 2, we will discuss about the remaining 3 important elements of this IFRS, that are presentation and disclosure, transitional provisions, and effective date. Presentation and disclosure. An entity shall present and disclose information that enables users of the financial statements to evaluate the financial effects of discontinued operations and disposals of non-current assets or disposal groups. Presenting discontinued operations. Number 1. A component of an entity comprises operations and cash flows that can be clearly distinguished, operationally, and for financial reporting purposes, from the rest of the entity. In other words, a component of an entity will have been a cash-generating unit, or a group of cash-generating units, while being held for use. A discontinued operation is a component of an entity that either has been disposed of, or is classified as held for sale, and represents a separate major line of business, or geographical area of operations. Is part of a single coordinated plan to dispose of a separate major line of business, or geographical area of operations, or is a subsidiary acquired, exclusively with a view to resale. An entity shall disclose a single amount in the statement of comprehensive income, comprising the total of the post-tax profit, or loss of discontinued operations, and the post-tax gain or loss, recognized on the measurement to fair value, less costs to sell or on the disposal of the assets, or disposal groups, constituting the discontinued operation. An analysis of the single amount in A. Into the revenue, expenses, and pre-tax profit or loss of discontinued operations. The related income tax expense. The gain or loss recognized on the measurement to fair value, less costs to sell, or on the disposal of the assets, or disposal groups, constituting the discontinued operation, and the related income tax expense. Gains or losses, relating to continuing operations. Any gain or loss, on the remeasurement of a non-current asset, or disposal group, classified as held for sale, that does not meet the definition of a discontinued operation, shall be included in profit or loss from continuing operations. Presentation of a non-current asset, or disposal group, classified as held for sale. An entity shall present a non-current asset, classified as held for sale, and the assets of a disposal group, classified as held for sale separately, from other assets in the statement of financial position. The liabilities of a disposal group, classified as held for sale, shall be presented separately, from other liabilities, in the statement of financial position. If the disposal group is a newly acquired subsidiary, that meets the criteria to be classified as held for sale on acquisition, disclosure of the major classes of assets and liabilities is not required. An entity shall not reclassify, or represent amounts presented for non-current assets, or for the assets and liabilities of disposal groups, classified as held for sale in the balance sheets for prior periods, to reflect the classification in the statement of financial position, for the latest period presented. Additional disclosures. An entity shall disclose the following information, in the notes in the period, in which a non-current asset, or disposal group, has been either classified as held for sale or sold. A description of the non-current asset, or disposal group. A description of the facts and circumstances of the sale, or leading to the expected disposal, and the expected manner and timing of that disposal. The gain or loss recognized and, if not separately presented in the statement of comprehensive income, the caption in the statement of comprehensive income that includes that gain or loss. The IFRS shall be applied prospectively to non-current assets, or disposal groups, that meet the criteria to be classified as held for sale, and operations that meet the criteria to be classified as discontinued, after the effective date of the IFRS. An entity may apply the requirements of the IFRS to all non-current assets, or disposal groups, that meet the criteria to be classified as held for sale, and operations that meet the criteria to be classified as discontinued, after any date before the effective date of the IFRS, provided the valuations, and other information needed to apply the IFRS were obtained, at the time those criteria were originally met. Effective date. An entity shall apply this IFRS, for annual periods beginning on, or after January 1, 2005. Earlier application is encouraged. If an entity applies the IFRS for a period beginning, before January 1, 2005, it shall disclose that fact. At the end, we warm welcome your valuable comments, to improve our videos in the best of our professionals. Thanks and goodbye.